So welcome back for another round with the new update of Forever Skies. As you can see, I found a new decoration since last time. I was just going along one of the normal towers and there was a new poster. I guess you call it a poster. And that's why I decided to take a detour to come to another undergrowth spot and see if there's at the least any new decorations in this area that I'm not seeing anywhere else. And of course, maybe the fact that there's an unlock here. So I did get the door ready to go. I just haven't actually gone down yet to see what's there. And also, I want to say I found out the freezer doesn't really freeze any food. Like, it slows it down on the decay time, but it doesn't slow it a lot. Definitely not as much as a freezer should. So I'm hoping the freezer is going to be improved on that. And look, we got new objects requiring scanning. Now, I was mentioned, somebody said they thought that the new filtering extractor might be in the underdust. So that may be what was just detected. But even if it's not that, I'm, again, just looking for any kind of new decorations that might be down here. And, it doesn't hurt to get supplies. This is a different one. I don't remember having a jump to these large pads from one of them. So it looks like we did get some, at least, new decorative elements to some of these. I do remember this sort of look, though. Oh, there we go. Straight ahead of the door, we've got the filtering deck extractor. So yeah, right there, just straight ahead. Now that may not be the same for you. You may have to go around and they may have actually given us some new variations on these. Again, I did see that new area that I was like, I've never seen the pads with that jumping option before, and I got it now. I recognize that though. Right, now going this way to the problem corner, which is already doing it again. So whatever is the issue with this corner did not get fixed with this update, because the frame rate still bottoms out for some reason in this little corner. Mantis glands from a dead mantis, so I don't have to worry about fighting it. Oh, good. This is different now. We don't have to try and make that leap of faith across to get there. It looks like it's actually a little closer now to where you don't have to jump quite so far, but also you got a nice little, now a beam to walk out on, a little girder. That's definitely much better. Real quick. Oh, so I've already read it, so no new message. Doesn't repeat itself now. I still want to know why food rations do not stack. I mean, the drinks stack, the canned water. And the food rations are in a tin that is designed to be stackable. So can we at least get stacks of 5 for the food rations, Dev? Please? Please? Hypothermia boosted. Let's see if there's anything else. Nope, still the wrecked storage box. So maybe you get the filtering deck extractor from every single location now, or just random ones. I feel like random would make more sense, because you don't want to get the filtering one before you get the regular one, unless of course it's still the regular one is required as a component. Then I guess you're just frustrated because you get something you can't build till you unlock something else. Honestly, I would like to see the next update including some new variations for the underdust, because it's still just, it's like you get certain segments and they're shuffled around, but you're not getting any real, it's not the same as the difference between the different types of towers. 1 energy crystal and 1 polymer to research it, and 5 energy crystal, 5 polymer, and of course the automatic deck extractor to do it. So if you do unlock it first and research it first, you're just going to be stuck until you find the automatic one elsewhere. Pick up the automatic deck extractor, and oh yeah, that's right, it's advanced. Oh, not advanced, upgrade station. Well, that's basically a sleek advanced crafting, advanced fabricator basically. automatic deck extractor. Oh yeah, and I don't have a battery with me right now. Let's grab a single battery. Only need the one. Pop it in. And okay, so switch filtering. We want to make sure we only get that there. Let's go ahead to glass. All right, so just the 4 items. So you could do where, you know, each one is like, let's say you don't need any synthetics. You can set it up. So it's nice in that it does that. And assuming, of course, we get more components later that the extractor can be used to break down, we'll have more items with this. So this is definitely a worthwhile upgrade. And of course, then you can always just turn it off. But that also makes it maybe a little bit more accommodating if you want to do 2 automatic extractors, because you could have one that is just for the metal and synthetics that you're going to see floating through the air as you're, of course, traveling, and then have another one mounted on a different spot of the airship that's gauged more around, like, no synthetics, but the metal, glass, and copper you're going to get from the outpost, from the towers. And speaking of towers, it's time to move off of this one and go search for another high point tower. And let me show you what I did. I decided to take out the 2 doors, the one on each side, and put one there, take out the double wide cockpit, and go back to the small one because, you know, until we get a bigger radar that's a little bit larger in terms of the size, this is going to be a lot easier to, like, turn over. Well, if it'll let me turn over, and look at it from here instead of looking way over there on, like, that wall. It just makes it easier. And then I decided to put the 1 door for here because I can step out like this. Hey, look, that's fine. Yo, good. And then we also have the new docking plank that I can then extend. And you really don't need anything more than that. So I just decided to streamline things a little bit. And now, with that shown, let's go look for High Point Tower. I didn't need more garden gnomes, but I got them anyway because I want to make sure I'm not missing any that I don't have. All right, so I already had that one, and I had a regular standing one. Now I got this sitting one. Yeah, he's sitting down. He also looks like that's a lighter stone color. That's got some green splotches, and that looks much darker, more worn. All right, so there's at least 3 different types of garden gnomes, or gnomes, however you want to say it. Oh, could that be it? Could that possibly be a high point tower in the distance there that is now covered up by clouds? So it's a good thing synthetic fuel is quite cheap to make, because I've been burning through every bit I make just flying along. I've literally been flying along, and the only time I stopped at all at a single tower was 1 tower because it was a really bad storm and I got hit by lightning. I was like, you know what? I can't see anything. I'm just going to stop for a moment. But I am just flying and flying and flying and not finding this specific looking tower. And there goes my bruise flower that I got earlier. It's spoiling in the freezer. I mean, this highlights one thing that we need, which is better radar. We need a larger radar that takes up a bit more room on the wall so you can see it better, and one that can cover a larger area of the map, of a zoomable one, preferably one you can interact with and go in and out on the zoom level. But also, I think the real feature we need is a scanning feature, kind of like how No Man's Sky, as you're flying along, you can hit C to scan, and it will scan, and hey, look, there's a nearby settlement, and it highlights it. We need a scanning option so that once you have encountered a certain type of tower at least once, meaning it's not a question mark anymore, you can actually then choose to scan for it. I mean, look at all this open space there that apparently has just no towers at all. Like, if I just kept going that way, I might eventually reach another tower. But if I had a radar where I could go in and be like, scan for a high point tower, and it might say, oh, hey, there's one 5 kilometers away. Make that the limit, 5 kilometers. And it tells you, hey, there's one in 5 kilometers this way. It would make things so much easier, because I have been spending a lot of time and a lot of fuel flying around looking for a tower I cannot find.